to demonstrate multi-objective approaches, the following example will be used. We want to find the best route or the path to travel from Birmingham, which is node 1, in this picture, here is node 1, to Virginia Beach, which is node 11, this node, right? We want to find the path or route that minimizes the travel time, but at the same time we want to maximize the scenic points, which is a measure of how nice the route is. So we want the shortest path, but also the nicest path, right? So there are two conflicting objectives. And you see, we can formulate this problem as a network flow, putting 1 unit of supply in the source node, in the starting node, and 1 unit of demand in the destination node, and we can formulate a problem where we want to ship or transport this 1 unit from node 1 to node 11, and that will find for us the shortest or the nicest path. Right? This would work for one objective. So the way we approach this problem, right, this is an example of a network flow, which is also a linear programming, right, a special type of linear programming problem. So we can formulate it using variables xij, which indicate how many units are flowing from node I to node j. And because supply and demand is only 1 unit, right, we expect the variables will take eventually values 1 or 0, right? This is the values that we expect, but in general, the variables indicate number of units flowing. And we have two objectives, as we said. So objective f1 of x, right, where x basically combines all those variables, is a sum product of travel times in hours and the decision variables xij. Now the travel times are shown here on this, in this picture, right, on the arcs, 3 hours here, 2.5 hours here, and so on. On every connection, there is a certain travel time. And similarly, we have the second objective, f2 of x, which is a sum product of scenic points multiplied by xij, right? Scenic points, 3 points, 4 points, they are shown in the picture for each connection. And I want you to see that, normally in linear programming, we would be able to solve this problem for one objective, but here we have two objectives, and both of them depend on the same decision variables xij. And the way they work is, right, if there is if the connection is included in the path that is chosen, the value for x will be 1, and then the travel time or the scenic points will add up to the total. But if the connection is not included, the value will be 0, and then the travel time or the scenic points will not be added to the total, right? And now the constraints in this problem, remember in the network flow, we have to write balance of flow constraints. For every node, you write inflow minus outflow, right? All the variables of inflow, all the variables of outflow, the difference between the inflow and the outflow must be equal to demand or negative supply, or 0 if there is no demand or supply. So you see here we have 11 constraints because there is 11 nodes in this picture, right? And each of them is written inflow minus outflow. So first node, inflow, there is nothing flowing in, minus outflow x12, x13, and equals to demand or negative supply. There is 1 unit of supply, that's why we write equals -1. For node 2, similarly, inflow x12 minus x23, x24, these are outflows, equals to 0 because there is no supply, no demand. Similar constraints will be for all nodes until node 10, right, with equal to 0 on the right-hand side. And then the last node, node 11, inflow minus outflow, where there is no outflow, but the inflow is x9, 11 plus x10, 11 equals demand 1 unit. And then remember, in network flow, it's sufficient to put non-negativity. The solution of the network flow problem will always be integer. So if we put non-negativity, and because supply demand, there's only 1 unit of supply, 1 unit of demand, we will get a solution with 1 or 0 values for all decision variables. We get integer solution for free without adding the integer constraint. So this is an example problem, right? And the only new thing, as I said, is that we have two objectives, right? There's objective 1, objective 2, and we want, on one hand, short time, short travel time, but on the other hand, we want as many scenic points as we can have, and probably these two objectives are conflicting, right? If we want the shortest time, we're not going to get the highest scenic points, or if you want the most scenic points, maybe the total travel time will be longer than the lowest possible. To implement this problem, this model in Excel and solve it, we can create the following formulas and cells, right? So I have here a column for flow variables, right? These are the xij variables, number of units flowing. This is the indication from where to where. I listed all the arcs, for all the arcs in the network on the right, right? I listed all the combinations, 1, 2, 1, 3, and so on. Then I put hours in this column, and then points, scenic points in this column, right? So we have the numbers provided. Now, the objective, as we said, objective 1 is just taking the hours and multiplying them by the corresponding flow variables, which we expect eventually to be 0 or 1. So here we put the total at the bottom of the hour column as objective number 1, right? So this is sum product of hours and flows. The second objective is maximizing scenic points, and analogously, we do the sum product. You can actually copy the other formula, provided that you put dollars for the flows. The flows remain the same, but the hours parameters are replaced by the points, right? And remember, both of them calculate total, so we can test it. For example, if I go from 1 to 2, there will be a flow of 1 unit here, and then this will mean 2.5 hours is added to the time and 3 points to the scenic points. Remember the objectives. The first one, the hours, we want to minimize this one, but the total number of points, we want to maximize the second objective. And for the constraints, except the non-negativity, as we said, we need to put net flows. So inflow minus outflow, this is done by the sum if functions, the two sum if functions. Both of them basically say, right, take variables, the flows that are inflows, then inflows, they have to have the 2 index equal to this, which is in this case nothing, right? There is no inflow to the first node. And then subtract sum if outflows, right? Take those flow variables that have the first index equal to 1. In this case, there will be those 2. So you see here the balance of flow is -1 if we take 1 unit from, right, is flowing from node 1 to node 2. The balance of flow, there is 1 outflow, so this constraint would be now satisfied, right? Of course, it's not satisfied for node 2 because we have no outflow. This is incomplete solution, right? So this is the implementation. Now, to put it in Excel, we basically have to say, change these cells, maximize or minimize the travel time, or maximize scenic points, and satisfy the constraints that the net flow, inflow minus outflow, must be equal to the right-hand side. The right-hand side here, it is, if you remember, supply negative or 0, or positive means demand. So we have node 1 with 1 unit of supply, as in the picture, and node 11 with 1 unit of demand